India's Look East policy has received a major boost at the India-ASEAN commemorative summit, which is being held in New Delhi today. The summit, with the theme Shared Values, Common Destiny, marks 25 years of India's ties with the association. These are, of course, live images coming in from New Delhi. Remember, 10 ASEAN leaders are in New Delhi at the same time. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi there welcoming delegates for the ASEAN-India commemorative summit that India is hosting. This is also a first in many ways. India, remember, is receiving all 10 ASEAN leaders as chief guests at tomorrow's Republic Day parade. India has obviously invited dignitaries in the past, former President Barack Obama, the former French President François Hollande, among the dignitaries who have attended India's Republic Day parade as chief guests. But this is the first time that 10 leaders are being invited at the same time to act as chief guests at the Republic Day parade. Just to give you an idea of what exactly is expected to take place, as we're watching these live images of Prime Minister Modi welcoming the ASEAN leaders to India, let's take you through what exactly is expected to be on the agenda. Trade and business is front and center of the summit. Remember, India's trade with ASEAN has increased to $70 billion in 2016-17 from $65 billion in the previous year. Now, these 10 leaders from the ASEAN nations are taking part in the summit, and they'll also be attending the Republic Day celebrations, as I mentioned a short while ago. That, of course, takes place tomorrow. The Indian Prime Minister held bilateral meets with Thailand's Prime Minister, Singapore's Prime Minister and the Sultan of Brunei earlier today. Interestingly, for those of you who didn't know, the Sultan decided to pilot his own plane into New Delhi. We'll get you those images in a short while. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit more about the Indian Prime Minister and the agenda for today and tomorrow. He's going to be hosting a cultural program and banquet in honor of the ASEAN leaders who are in New Delhi later tonight.